Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Latte with Lynda. Let's get spiritual, or is that physical? It's both, actually. Now, I have done the run. I've done the 5K. And as I've cooled down, because you come back all sweaty, I'm actually feeling quite chilly. The heating is on, waiting for it to crank up and get tropical. Let's get tropical as well. So I went for the run. And I do love, honestly, when it's right, more often than not, the mind just clears and the thoughts come. And come up with an idea for a membership. It's not coming yet, don't worry. Or maybe you should worry, get very excited. That's something. In fact, that's a lie. I had the idea for the membership for years. I just didn't know what it was. But I was running today and more things came to me about the way it can be and how I can shape it. So that's something. What else came up on the run? I'm trying to think now, it's all gone. I was thinking about, that's it. You are magical. You are powerful beyond belief. And you were born with a whole host of gifts. Some people keep one or two of them. Some people keep all of them. But we tend to lose them. And what happens is we tend to, we read people or we read situations and then we decide, oh, actually, it's not safe to show this or do this or be this way. What are these 4 gifts that we have? They're 4 clairs. Clairvoyance, the gift of seeing. Clairaudience, the gift of hearing. Clairsentience, the gift of feeling. And claircognizance, the gift of knowing. So I guarantee you that you have these gifts and they are buried. They're all aspects of intuition, in fact. And so let me tell you about one of my gifts. I'm going to tell you about the... I don't know which one to tell you about first. I've got a few. I know. I'm greedy. And it's okay to be greedy because remember, I read the book, The Dark Side of the Light Chasers, and celebrating all your aspects and your shadow side, good, bad, ugly, is very important. Don't suppress it. Recognize it. See how you can bring it into your being. Morning, Dolly. Long time no see. I haven't seen you for a long time. I'm just talking about how gifted you are. And yes, I mean you. I absolutely mean you. And we are born with these gifts of knowing, of seeing, of hearing, of feeling. And so if I come to clairsentience, the gift of feeling, often you're the person who is told, oh, you're so sensitive. Good morning. And it's probably that you are an empath and you are picking up on feelings and other people's emotions, and that's okay. And it's about working out how to use that to your advantage, but also to protect yourself, because it can be quite exhausting and you can feel quite paranoid when you are near somebody and you suddenly start thinking, oh, you feel uncomfortable because you're picking up on their emotions. I remember once, it was a few months ago, I was at a yoga studio, and I could see the turmoil of the person in front of me, and I hadn't realised for a long time why I felt so uncomfortable around them. And it's because I could feel I could see, feel, sense, notice their inner turmoil. And I'm going to tell you a story about that, actually. So I was on a coaching program, and it was like a group coaching experience, and my experience wasn't very good. In fact, I felt humiliated. What I didn't realise was it's called channeling, and it's when you pick up on other people's energy, and I didn't realise that's what I was doing in a situation where I was interviewing somebody or having a chat with somebody. I was picking up on them and their turmoil and their trauma, but I was told that it was all my ego and it was all this, that and the other. But actually, when I reflected, yes, maybe ego was involved, but it was that sensitivity and it was that ability to pick up on somebody else's trauma and emotions and therefore handle the situation delicately from that point of view. And I do that actually in my Inferno Hot Pilates classes. I will see people and I will notice them and I will just leave them be sometimes, because they're working things out. And sometimes when you are in your own little world, yes, you're doing all the exercises, and somebody comes and barks at you or prods you. I never touch people, by the way. That can actually be traumatizing, and that can re-traumatize you. So I like to leave people be sometimes. So that was one of the things. But so I wanted to share my experience of clairvoyance and seeing. And it's happened, and this is the thing. Because we shut down these gifts, we actually dismiss them. And so what I've started to do, so basically what happened was, going back, last year, 2023, January, I did a Mind Valley quest led by Regan Hillier. She is a wonderful manifester. She calls herself a serial entrepreneur. And one of the things she was saying on this quest, which was like a 4-week, 20 minutes a day thing, learnings over a month, was start to tap into your intuition. And how do you do that? You start to notice decisions you have made based on your intuition, your gut instinct, and when you've dismissed it. So you start to check in on that. Am I coming from my head, or am I coming from my gut, my instinct, wherever your intuition is? It could be in your heart, it could, wherever that is. And so I started to do that. And I started to realize, so I have dreams sometimes. Sometimes my dreams come true. For example, I'm going to tell you a story. I don't know if I've told you before. I know I've gone all around the house, and I will get back to that point when I remember it. So I had a dream earlier this year, and it's not the first time I've had these dreams. It's happened a few times, and they've always been very detailed and very precise and correct. So I had a dream, and I thought, if that dream is important, it will come back to me. We had an open day at the yoga studio, and I walked in, and boom, the dream came back, because I saw the woman that had been in my dream. And she was there, and she had no sign, she had a coat on, there was nothing to indicate that I should know anything about her. And I said, do you have anything to tell me? Because in the dream, I dreamt she was pregnant, and I dreamt she had a little bump. She didn't have a bump when I saw her. And she looked at me and she said, yeah, I'm pregnant. There you go. Then I saw her a few months later with the bump that I'd seen her with in the dream. So this does all tie up, actually, because then I went in June this year, I went to Mind Valley Super Coach and Accelerator Intensive. So on the Super Coach experience, Paul McKenna was there. Paul McKenna is known for hypnosis and positive, just really helping people to shatter their limiting beliefs, all of that kind of stuff. And it's really interesting. Despite all my beliefs in seeing and knowing and feeling and all of that, I was still very skeptical, because what I found is that I find it very difficult when you're in these guided meditation settings. It really depends on who that person is as to whether it works for me. I'm making an assumption here by saying with men it didn't work, because that's not true. But I don't know why. I just thought, yeah, I've seen him on the TV and, all of this, and I still don't believe it. So we're in this session, eyes closed, and it's beautiful. And towards the end of it, eyes closed, I suddenly see a pair of glasses, somebody in a pair of glasses, and I think, well, that looks like me. Then I see a book. I think, am I going to write a book? Maybe I'm going to write a book. Then as I open my eyes, there's Paul McKenna in his glasses holding up the book that he is reissuing, saying blah, blah, blah about it. So there you go. So then we had another visualization with Ajit Nawalkar, who leads the coaching programs on Mind Valley. Again, I was still skeptical, despite what had happened, I was still skeptical. So this time, go through the visualization, and I see just shapes, and then it becomes a lion, and the lion has become very important for me. It pops up all the time. The lion morphed into an ape, and then the ape morphed into a human. And then also there was a little girl by my side, and I gave her a hug and I told her that she was safe and it was okay and to go for it, whatever. I can't remember what I said to her. Anyway, I remember thinking, who on earth is that girl? Who is she? At the end of this visualization, it was also the end of the whole event, and people got up and we were finding our tribe of people that we'd met and saying goodbye and hugging. In the distance, this woman comes towards me in absolute floods of tears. I look at her and I say, it was you. I had had a visualization about this woman who's walking towards me in tears. And I had seen her as a little girl. And believe it or not, she came to me and she said, I've seen you in my visualization. It was the most profound thing. It was absolutely incredible. And there were some other things that happened as well at that event. So, you know, it was kind of like allowing yourself to be open to these gifts that you have. The other thing that happened was we'd done like a imagine your dream day, and I think I'd written it down. Had I written it down and I thought about it? And before that, I'd showed people this thing that I found. I have a book. I think it's over there somewhere. And in the book, it says, dreams become reality. I wrote that in January 1993. So, and that book, turn it over. What is the book? Be Your Own Life Coach. So coaching has been part of my life forever. And all the things I have done have led me step by step to this place. So I'm telling the woman next to me, and then we have to split up. Or not split up, but get into groups. Anyway, I was on my own because there are 4 people here, 4 people there, and then there's me on my own. So anyway, this woman appears from nowhere called Crystal. She was like an angel. She took my hand. I'd never seen her before. Beautiful woman. Beautiful, glowed. Took my hand and led me across the room to a group of women I had never met before. This exercise was 4 people. One person sits down and describes their perfect day. They have a minute or whatever, however long, to describe their perfect day. The 3 other people are known as whispers from the universe. So we just whisper whatever comes to us. So, we whisper whatever comes to us for each person. I sit down, describe my perfect day. And this woman I have never seen before in my life, into my left ear whispers, dreams become real. I could not believe it, because I had just been telling people across the other side of the room exactly the same thing. I'd never met this woman before. We weren't sitting next to each other. I had been led across the room. Honestly, it was incredible. So yes, so voices, feelings, seeing and knowing. All of these are gifts that we have. And if you allow yourself to let go, I know it's very, very hard. Another book I recommend is Letting Go by David R. Hawkins. In fact, I've got it over here. I'm going to show you. Stay where you are. Oh, and that reminds me. Let me pull a card as well. So this is the book, Letting Go by David R. Hawkins. I've also got the journaling book, which has got exercises in it, and I've got these cards. Because it's really important. What we are hanging on to, or what we do, is we attach a story to a physical emotion. So what we have to do is detach, allow that emotion to really go through the body, all the way through, experience it and let it go. And that emotion is very, very short. It's seconds. The story we attach can be a lifetime, and it can eat us up. And so you imagine that emotion is stuck and then transmutes into something. Dis-ease. That dis-ease is disease. It can be physical, it can be mental, it can be anything. Louise Hay talked about, she has a book, in fact, another book. It's probably over there somewhere. I have books everywhere where she talks about emotions and when they're stuck, and feelings and what happens to them and how they transmute. And she kind of says, for example, that bitterness arthritis or rheumatoid arthritis, I can't remember, but all of these things that are stuck and we hold on to become something else, which can be life limiting. Right, so that's what I wanted to talk about. I could talk all day about that. I'm now going to shuffle my cards. I think I've actually included the instruction in there, so let me take that out. I see people and they shuffle very, very furiously. There's quite a few I follow now. Shufflers, tarot readers and oracle card readers and whatever. So I'm just going to pick a card, Dolly, any card. I'm going to give you this one. This one. So, when we are surrendered, there is no longer the pressure of time. You see that? And you see how I've got the camera so it doesn't reverse. Oh God, let's see. Yeah, there we are. When we are surrendered, there is no longer the pressure of time. So on the back it says, frustration comes from wanting a thing now, instead of letting it happen naturally in its own time. And I tell you, I am guilty of that. Impatience. I am very patient, but I'm also very impatient at the same time. Patience is an automatic side effect of letting go. And we know how easy it is to get along with patient people. Notice that patient people usually get what they say they want in the end. So it is a learning, let go, and finding your patience. So there you are. I'll show you the other side. You're probably not going to have time to read that, but there it is. And that side again. Oh Lord. There we are, there we are, there we are. Oh, I tell you, not the best of camera people for saying I spent 30 odd years in broadcasting, but that's all right. It doesn't matter. I'm giving you permission to do it your way, and your way is always the best way because it's perfect and it works for you. Soul Tribe, thank you so much. I'm now going to go into the front room. I'm going to take this. I'm not even going to dismantle it. Put it in the corner, and I have an Inferno Hot Pilates page on Facebook. And I'm going to go live, 7 minutes exercise non-stop, 30 seconds on, 10 seconds off. Yeah, it was a really good card, Lydia. Dolly, my name's Lynda. I'm now changing my own name. They're really good. Let me just show you again. I'm not getting paid any money for this, but what I like to do is I just like to share things. Anything that's helped me that can help somebody else, why not share it? There you are, Letting Go, David R. Hawkins. And let me tell you something. It is available. Oh, don't worry, Dolly. I love the name Lydia. That book, you can find it. If you've got Spotify Premium, it's on there. And you get 15 hours of audio every month. So you can find it on there as an audiobook. And I've got the audiobook. So sometimes what I like to do is I like to read and listen at the same time. It keeps me much more focused. And it's also, you can find it on YouTube. You can find lots of books on YouTube now. People upload them as audiobooks. The only disadvantage of YouTube is you've got to keep it open on your screen. And sometimes those adverts appear in the middle, which is, but if you've got Spotify Premium, none of that. And you get the audiobook. So there you go. So Dolly, yes. 7 minutes exercise non-stop. If you're on Facebook, come along and join me. I'm going to be there. It doesn't work in here. It's Lynda. And put it in the chat if I can spell my own name. Lynda Inferno Hot Pilates. All one word. That is the name of my Facebook page. Or group. Is it a group? No, it's a page. It's a page. So I'm going to go across, set the camera up. I've got microphone and everything now. It's great. So no distance or echoey or barely here because I'm so far away. Yeah, so join me. 7 minutes of exercise. So it is 30 seconds on, 10 seconds off. 13 exercises in total. It goes so quickly. If you've got a chair, bring a chair, and the chair is so that you can do step-ups and also tricep dips, but you don't actually need a chair for tricep dips. And if you can't do step-ups, you can do alternate leg lunges. Right, So Soul Tribe, thank you so much for joining me. I see you, I hear you, I feel you, I get you, I've got you, I love you. Have a wonderful day. Sending lots of love. Bye.